Hello, podcast listeners. We know podcasts are a great way to catch up on a program that you may have missed on KSJE, and it's provided as a free service of this radio station. But you know, KSJE is now listener-supported, and so while you enjoy this podcast, we hope that you'll also take some time to join KSJE. Become a member today. It's quite easy to do. Just go to our website at ksje.com/support and pick the level of support that best matches your budget. Thanks again for listening. Here's your podcast. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center. The caregivers of San Juan Regional Medical Center are committed to bettering the quality of life, health, and care of individuals, families, and our communities. Life is their sacred trust. Better is their mission. Here is their home. San Juan Regional Medical Center, improving the health of the Four Corners since 1910. 10 minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Monday morning, the 27th day of January, 2025. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Michlin. Thanks for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM over the airwaves here in San Juan County, New Mexico. In Durango, Colorado, we're broadcasting at 103.3 FM. And if you're listening anywhere else on Earth today, you've gone to our website to do that. Streaming all the time from ksje.com. I also want to welcome our viewers this morning who are joining us. The video of this program is streaming out live to the KSJE Facebook page and also to our YouTube channel. So welcome aboard, everyone. I am so glad that you are with us because this morning we are talking about Hawk Tank, the business plan competition with both Fort Lewis College and San Juan College. Stay tuned for my guest to talk about that and learn how high school students and college students can compete coming up in the next few moments here on KSJE today. Then we'll talk technology as we do on Mondays at 8:50 this morning with my guest, Lewis Campbell from Synergy Computer Systems here in Farmington. That paves the way for Mick Hess and our classical music program, Roving with the Arts, coming up today at 9:06. A reminder, you can also connect with us on X and Instagram in addition to Facebook and YouTube. And if you're a podcast person, KSJE produces podcasts every day. You can subscribe for free wherever you're listening to podcasts and check out a new local program that you may have missed. Outside our studios here at San Juan College, it is currently about 22 degrees, a bit warmer than it's been the last few mornings, that is for sure. We are expecting more sunshine today with warmer temperatures, the high 50 degrees in Farmington, partly cloudy tonight with a low near 24. Chance of rain or snow showers tomorrow on Tuesday with a 50% chance, 70% chance on Wednesday, back down to about a 40% chance on Thursday, and highs only reaching maybe in the mid-30s to upper 40s. I'll be back with my guest to talk Hawk Tank right after this on KSJE. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center. The caregivers of San Juan Regional Medical Center are committed to bettering the quality of life, health, and care of individuals, families, and our communities. Life is their sacred trust. Better is their mission. Here is their home. San Juan Regional Medical Center, improving the health of the Four Corners since 1910. And back at Studio A this morning with my guest, as I mentioned, to talk about Hawk Tank, the business plan competition with both Fort Lewis and San Juan College. Joining us from Fort Lewis College this morning is Michael Valdez. Good morning. Good to have you back here on KSJE, Mr. Valdez.
Yeah, good morning, Scott. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Also want to introduce Brandon Fercik from San Juan College. He works for the TRIO EOC program here at San Juan College. Brandon, good morning to you.
Morning, everyone. Thank you, Scott. It's great to be back on KSJE.
Good to have you with us as well. Thank you very much. And here in the studio with me this morning is Ehap Alahmead, who is here this morning. He is a adjunct faculty member here at San Juan College, teaching entrepreneurship and other business classes. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you and to the viewers. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here. And so let's start with Mr. Valdez from Fort Lewis. Michael Valdez, you and I have been talking about Hawk Tank for a number of years, and so it is the business competition, as I have said, open to high school students and college students from both Fort Lewis and San Juan College. And the whole idea is to get some good business ideas, I guess, generating, correct?
Yeah, that's it, Scott. No, it's been a really great journey. This is our 10th year of doing Hawk Tank.
Wow.
1 decade under our belts, and you're absolutely right. It's about really supporting our local students to help them take their idea to the next level, whatever that might be, Scott. It might be opening up the door, or it might be just sort of helping them with some ideas. And so that's really what we're trying to do with Hawk Tank.
Very good. And talk to me a little bit about some of the ideas in the past. What has kind of come to the top from the students?
Well, our first $10,000 winner actually was a San Juan College team, Zia Drones. Extremely proud of Zia Drones. And they were the first graduating class of San Juan College's GIS program. And what they've done is they have a extremely successful business, and they've been doing some GIS mapping, helping local oil and gas businesses. They've also been called to the United Kingdom down in some of the islands down, I believe the Virgin Islands, to help do some video footage with drones. So that's one we're really proud of. We've had auto mechanic shops like Z's Performance up here in Durango. So you name the type of business, Scott, and we probably had that idea come through our doors, and we've supported those budding entrepreneurs.
Very exciting, and really the sky is the limit. No pun intended with the drone folks, but it really is true, and it doesn't surprise me that those guys would take a job in the Virgin Islands. It doesn't surprise me
I would too.
at all. Right? Yeah, exactly. But really, so the idea is going out, and you and the folks also on the show with me this morning all help the students, either high school or college, to learn kind of how to make a business plan and how to present it for possible funding through Hawk Tank. Isn't that also the idea?
Yeah, Scott, it's Hawk Tank really started out as we wanted to serve students with a variety of backgrounds. We not only wanted to serve the business students of San Juan College and Fort Lewis College, but we wanted to serve the individuals that are the musicians, the artists, the dental hygienists, right? And so we have a variety of workshops to help them sort of take that idea and create the business plan. We teach them about a business plan. We teach them about, hey, how many customers might be out there? What might be the best price? And so that's what Hawk Tank is really about, is providing these learning opportunities, providing mentors, so these students get that confidence and really develop the skills that they're going to need no matter what they do in their lives. And that's how we're trying to help the San Juan College and Fort Lewis College students, as well as regional high school students.
Right. It's open to high school students as well, which is great. And you're putting your money where your mouth is. I think I say that every time, because there's a lot of money to back up what you're talking about that's available for these winning teams, right?
Well, yeah, Scott, absolutely. If we think about the recent alumni track, so if you've graduated from San Juan College or Fort Lewis College in the last 5 years, it's $5,000 winner take all. If you're in San Juan College currently or Fort Lewis College, there's an individual track where you'll compete against colleagues from your own school, and it's $5,000 for first place, $2,500 for second, and $1,000 for third. And then the winners of the Fort Lewis College track, winners of the San Juan College track, they compete for an additional $5,000. So we will award $10,000 to a San Juan College or Fort Lewis College team this year. And then for our high school track, we offer cash scholarships cash prizes, as well as scholarships, both to Fort Lewis College or San Juan College, depending on if you're going to be going to either one of those fine institutions.
Wonderful. Well, it's a great opportunity, like we have said, for potential future business students and business leaders to get in on the ground floor and get their ideas heard before a panel of judges who will decide, I guess, the merits of their business plan, and that's how you make your decision. So it's a great thing. Now, when do the kind of seminars and the panels start up very soon to help these teams to understand what they want to do?
Absolutely, Scott. So we'll actually we'll start that workshop series this week. The great thing is we live stream everything. In addition, we record everything, so you don't have to, attend the workshops either up here in Durango. We also have 1 or 2 workshops on San Juan College's campus, but those are totally available remotely. Some key dates. I'm sure that Ehab and Brandon can fill you in on this, but register by March 3rd, submit a business plan by March 31st. If you make it past the first round to the presentation round, we'll welcome you on Fort Lewis College's beautiful campus on April 19th to compete with against the other teams. And then you'll spend the entire day with us. We have a big gala, a big celebration, and we're really excited for our 10th year.
How wonderful. And of course, this is loosely kind of based on the famous and popular television show, right? Shark Tank, I would think, to a certain degree, would you say?
Absolutely. I mean, it's it's when we see that pitch competition on April 19th, you'll see a lot of similarities, that back and forth with the entrepreneur and the judges. And really, you see a lot of that same vibe where the judges obviously want these participants to be successful. They have lots of advice. And they really sort of that one experience really takes the entrepreneur that next level, not only with their business idea, but also just that professional experience of interacting with these great community leaders.
Very true. Well, as a teacher of public speaking here at San Juan College, I wholeheartedly endorse this competition. So I'm sure it helps your students as well. So that's great. Mr. Valdez, I know you have to go. You have some other commitments this morning, but we certainly appreciate your time of being with us. Thanks so much, and good luck with Hawk Tank this year.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Have a great day, y'all.
Thank you very much. That's Michael Valdez from Fort Lewis College, who is joining us this morning. But that means we get to turn to our other guests this morning who are with us, Brandon Fercik and Ehap Alahmead, who is here. And Brandon, talk to me a little bit about the other parts of the competition. Again, as we've mentioned, this is open to both high school students here in the San Juan County area and regionally, and also Fort Lewis and San Juan College students as well, correct?
Yeah, for sure. And so I think Michael touched on it a little bit. It's just about building that entrepreneur spirit up for the students, right? And so whether they're recent alumni, whether they're current high school students, or whether they're current college students, it's really about showing them that they can do it and that their ideas can actually make them some money in the long run, possibly, And so I think it's interesting just to get into the schools and let some of the students know, whether they're college students or high school students, that their ideas can be valuable, and we have the experienced people like the mentors and all the workshops and the resources that we have on campuses, whether it's Fort Lewis or San Juan College campus, just to give them a leg up, And I think a lot of students, whether they're high school or college students, they get imposter syndrome, and they're like, oh man, I have an idea, but I don't even know what steps to take to follow that, And Hawk Tank really does lay that out for the students, whether it's in the workshops or kind of just giving them the incentive to go and pursue that idea that they've had for a while. And so I think it's highly important. And my job kind of is just to get more high school students on track for us, right? And so get more high school students, more college students, and just kind of let them know the incentive that they have and the resources that they have to make their business ideas happen.
Right. Very true. And as we've heard, there's been a lot of really creative business ideas throughout this competition, which is what it's kind of all about. Ehap, let me ask you a little bit about your involvement with this and the courses that you teach here at San Juan College regarding entrepreneurship and things along that line. That is a big part of business in this country, is coming from small businesses and not these big giant corporations necessarily, but coming with ideas. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so in these courses, and that's why I was chosen as a mentor for this competition, because the courses I teach are exactly focusing on this point, specifically how to bridge the gap between someone's creative, imaginative idea, which is needed, but also how to balance that with a real business plan that makes this idea possible. Okay?
Right.
So bridging the gap is mainly what we are talking about here. And another point that also makes sense is helping the person with the idea to really see what the customers want and what the customers need versus what they expect the customer to want or need.
True.
So we go through different stages of the person suggesting the idea and then designing a prototype and then testing the prototype with some potential customers and all these steps before going to launch a product actually, and maybe produce thousands or millions of it if you are a corporation, or maybe just a few hundreds of it if you are a small business. But before you go there, you want to make sure that you are designing something that people will actually buy. And before you reach that level, there are about 3 stages or rounds of testing with these customers, and we help guide them. We help guide the entrepreneur
Right.
going these different rounds.
Sure. I know there are probably a lot of stories of folks who have a great idea for a business or a widget that they want to produce or create in their head, and they want to put all their life savings into this business, but maybe they haven't done the homework and the testing and some of the research to make sure that there's a market, as you say, a demand for this widget before they make all this monetary investment in time and money and learn badly that maybe they're a little off the mark.
Right. I think just a little bit of history.
Sure.
Back in the days, you can say like 100 years ago, and maybe all the way until 1950s, the production strategy was to produce as much as you can because that reduce the cost for you, and then the customers will buy. There was no much of options or customization. There are different stages of development, but nowadays we end up with a new type of production that says you should try to customize for even a person to person.
Right.
So that's how much you need to contact with the customer. The more we say customization, the less you talk about mass production, and the more you talk about seeing every individual customer what they need and how you can adjust the product to fit their needs. So that again brings us back to the idea of the success is a result of talking to the customers and understanding from them what they want, not what you suppose they want as the producer.
Very true. And doing some of that work ahead of time, I guess, is something that's helpful to kind of understand what that customer wants as you invest in this new business.
Right.
Got it. Very good. Brandon Fercik, I want to come back to you a little bit and ask you a bit about, again, the workshops that'll be starting here, as Mr. Valdez said, very soon. And what are some of the things that are covered with the workshops for folks to understand what they're getting into?
You know, the workshops are quite extensive in what they cover, and they cover from idea formulation to then creating a team, how you're going to manage this idea, all the way down to financials. And so we have accounting workshops, we have different workshops aimed at developing your idea, pitching your idea, how to pitch an idea in terms of a public setting. So I take a lot of that experience from your public speaking class, but just about how to be confident in your idea, how to formulate it, and kind of going back to what Ehap said, it's letting the student know like their idea is obtainable, but also being realistic with them too, you know. And so those workshops, they really lay out from beginning formulation of the idea to development to all the financials to projections, and then it goes into the pitch, right? And so the students have about, I would say, 2 months, maybe beginning if they're looking at it now. They have about 2 months, and then you have April too, if you get into the finals as well. So part of April
Sure.
to then attend these workshops and develop your idea. So it is quite fast paced, and these workshops help a lot, especially if the student is not familiar, you know, and Michael had touched on it a little bit, but it's not just about getting the entrepreneur students or the business students involved. It's about getting maybe the trade students involved, the students who aren't typically entrepreneur focused, right? And so how can we expand on their creative ideas? And these workshops, they do that. And we start this week. I think the 29th is the first workshop. I could have that wrong. Let me check.
Okay, we'll check online and see. But the Fort Lewis College Hawk Tank website is a great resource for all these things that we are talking about this morning. But I think it's important for students to realize, both the high school students and the college students, that if they do want to sign up for this and be a part of this, there is some guidance and some help along the way from you both and others involved in the program that can kind of help guide them into what they need to do by what time, and really want to try to cultivate those ideas. What did you find out, Brandon?
Yeah, so I got a list here of some of the workshops, or actually all the workshops. January 30th is our first mentor program overview for mentees. So if a student, whether they're high school, college, or alumni, they're looking for that mentorship to help build their business plan and their idea up, definitely attend that workshop. It's from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. That'll be online. And then we really start the workshop series with making your business a reality. Then we go in on the 6th of February. Then we go into legal concerns on the 13th. And then down to marketing, accounting, cost projections, cash management. So really, it dives really far into it. And if you get on either San Juan College's website or Fort Lewis's college website, you can see the full list of the workshops and their dates and times.
Okay. And for students who are listening to us this morning, is there a cost to get involved with the competition, or just to sign up and have an idea?
It's completely free for students to participate, and I think that's why it's the best opportunity, because it's entirely free. You just got to have an idea and be willing to learn, and be willing to put that idea to the test. And it's not guaranteed that everyone who participates is going to win, but the experience that you get out of creating a business plan and developing it, it's incredibly important, and it's entirely free to the student to participate.
Nice. Very good. That's a great opportunity. You're right about that. And again, from the past winners and even the past groups that have been involved with this and entered ideas into the Hawk Tank competition, it's really been fun for me to kind of see some of the different ideas and how a lot of these students are really thinking outside the box of some current situations or current problems and products or services to solve those problems. That's kind of the thing that I have been seeing. Of course, Zia Drone is the great example of the business from San Juan College. It's now gone on to do great things, and drones are evolving technology, and I think they've been able to kind of fill a niche in this area for their services, and have been successful because of that. And Ehap, I guess that's part of the idea of a successful business, right? To find a gap in services in an area and try to fill it with a unique offering.
Of course, we always have to remind the students, in the courses that relate to the competition idea, we have to always remind them that what you think is not what exactly the customers want. And the connect with them, the research, you have to do some research on different stages, as we said earlier, is the only guarantor of success.
Right.
And even when you find the needs for certain customers in a certain time, that doesn't mean it's eternal. If you are trying to target a different group of customers, you have to search the need of that different group, or maybe the same group may have different needs on different times. So you also need to focus on the idea of evolving. But the common between all of these points is that you should always make sure you produce something that people need and willing to buy, and also can afford.
Sure.
If you want to cover the point of the cost. So this is the only guarantee of success.
Right.
And you have to develop this level of flexibility in your production and your ability to change in the product to meet with the change in the demand.
Right. But is it possible, using the drone as an example, that maybe the business that people don't know they need my service until I pitch it to them because they've been doing it a certain way all this time, and now comes this newer technology that makes it easier, maybe more affordable, and now all of a sudden we present that to them and they're like, oh my gosh, I need this for my farm or to survey my pipeline or whatever the case may be.
Yes, you are right. There are different, in the business field, we categorize the products into different types. So one of them is called unsought product.
Right.
A product that you didn't know it exists, but if you had known, you would have used it.
Right.
So you are right about this. So sometimes people are unaware that there is a product that may help you even do it better. But then that requires a lot of effort from the side of the producer, because you have to anticipate ahead of time that people would have used it if they knew it exists.
Right. That's a big lift for marketing,
yes.
and publicity, right?
Sure. And this also comes with a lot of the profits, because usually you are the first provider and you get to have most of the market share. But again, this comes with the potential of, do I really anticipate something accurate, or I'm throwing my ideas on people, So it is doable and it is highly profitable, but it also comes with a risk, and you need to mitigate this risk by researching and make sure that actually this product is going to be needed when I offer it.
Very true. Very true. And that's all part of what this helps to teach folks about, and your classes as well, and classes at Fort Lewis as well, in addition. So that's good to remind us all about. We just have a couple of minutes remaining this morning, gentlemen. So before we run out of time, Brandon, I wanted to come back to you to see if you could run down again kind of the benefits for the college track and the high school track for students that maybe want to get involved with this year's Hawk Tank competition. Would you mind going through those again for us?
Oh, definitely, 100%. And again, thank you, Scott. And so one thing that I think about is, like, there's there's two different sides of Hawk Tank, right? As a past participant myself, you have people who win, and then you have people who win and learn, and then you have people who learn, right? And I think
Sure.
it's about learning. I think really the benefit, the huge benefit behind Hawk Tank, it might be the $10,000 or the scholarships, but it's really getting connected with business leaders in the Four Corners area, getting connected with mentors, developing a business idea, whether you end up going on to pursue that idea and actually make it a reality or not. But the benefits are really endless. You know, you get to connect with your classmates to develop a business idea. You get to connect with amazing mentors and business leaders in the area, right? That from organizations and institutions that I didn't really knew exist, that we had, that were so successful in this area. And then in addition to that, you really get to attend workshops that teach you how to develop a business, how to market it, the legal concerns behind some of these things, how to pitch it, right, and how to develop it. And so essentially it's really, to me, the experience is the most valuable aspect. The $10,000 is definitely nice for the winners, and
Sure.
the scholarships as well to go on and pursue education. But the experience and the knowledge that you get to gain by sharing your idea and trying to build it with people like Ehap or other mentors, who can realistically lay it out for you, you know. But really, there's no downfall, I think, besides maybe losing a little bit of time and having to stay up a little late to get your plan submitted. But it's really the experience that comes along with it will last a lifetime. And I think students can take this knowledge and go and start businesses again in the future, on their own, right? And
Right.
go and ask banks for capital and funding, essentially. And so it really is just setting up entrepreneurs, and students in general for success if they participate.
Good point. Very, very good point. And so, again, with the Hawk Tank competition, this is the week to get involved, everybody, within the sound of our voices. Or if you know someone maybe who would like to get involved, or maybe learn more about business and how to make a business plan and a pitch to folks, and perhaps win some of this money that's available from both Fort Lewis and San Juan College, whether they're high school students or college students, this is the way to do it. And so what's available for the college track, Brandon Fercik?
So what's available for the college track is potentially for winners is $5,000 from each school, right? And then the winners will go head to head for another $5,000, for a total of $10,000, no strings attached. So that means that you're essentially given this as cash. It's a big check, but giving it as cash, and that you can use for startup, you can use for anything really, your own investment costs. And here with Hawk Tank, we hope that you use it wisely in terms of business and your life. But the $10,000, no strings attached, and then it goes down from there. So second place at the colleges get $2,500, and then
Right.
third place gets $1,000. But the big money is really in that final competition between Fort Lewis and San Juan College, where you can win an additional $5,000. So it's really huge. And then the alumni track is also another track to talk about. If you've graduated from Fort Lewis or San Juan College within the last 5 years, you could participate in Hawk Tank for another $5,000. And so that is a competition between the alumni. And then in terms of the high school students, you have up to $8,000 in scholarships to Fort Lewis and San Juan College. I think a $5,000 check for all your teammates. And so whoever is involved. Another thing to mention too is that the student has to lead the team, but they can have anybody on their team. You know, if their
Right.
mom is a killer accountant, then she can join your team and do some of the financials for you, just to elevate your pitch. But you have to pitch it, right? And again, there are some previous rules, like no previous ventures older than 1 year could participate, and nothing with any previous funding as well. But really, man, there's money out there. There's scholarships out there for high school students. There is a little bit of capital for people who might win. But in reality, I think it's the social capital and the experience that you gain from attending, whether you're a high school student, a college student, or an alumni student, from building a business plan.
Right. Those connections are really, really valuable for sure. And real quick, the high school track, Brandon, before we run out of time, for students from Farmington, Durango, the entire Four Corners region, I guess, for high school students, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yep. It's for the whole regional high school students from San Juan County as well as La Plata County. So you got Durango High School. We even have a teacher from Silverton who's participating with some of his students. We have some from Cortez as well. So really, it's just opening up business ideas and business planning, and Hawk Tank and the resources it provides to not only all the local high school students, but the college students and alumni as well. Because I think there's a lot of good entrepreneurial ideas out there, and a lot of good ideas that people aren't sure how to pursue. But Hawk Tank can definitely help.
Very true. Well, that's a great opportunity, again, for these college students, these high school students, the alumni. Again, this money is available. It'll be awarded in April, it sounds like to me. So we wish all the participants the best of luck. But with guidance from you gentlemen, I think they'll do very, very well. So we are out of time, I'm sorry to say. But thank you both for joining me this morning. Ehap, thank you for coming down and being here. Appreciate it very much, and good luck with your semester.
Thank you.
This year at San Juan College. Brandon Fercik, always great to have you on the show. Proud of all your accomplishments. Keep it up, and good luck with Hawk Tank.
Thank you very much, sir, and thank you for having us on. We appreciate you taking the time to have Hawk Tank on today.
Well, my pleasure. It's a great program. So thank you all very much. This is KSJE. Did you enjoy that podcast? We hope that you did. And if you did, share it with your friends. And if you really want to keep podcasts like this coming, please support KSJE. You can do it easily online at ksje.com.